Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel where we dive into the coolest stories behind the tech we use every day. Today, we're talking about Snapchat. Yep, that app that changed the way we communicate with disappearing messages, crazy filters, and of course, snap streaks. But have you ever wondered how Snapchat even came to be? Well, buckle up because we're diving into the fascinating history and creation of Snapchat. Let's get into it. All right, let's rewind to 2011. Picture this: three Stanford University students, Evan Spiegel, Bobby Murphy, and Reggie Brown, are brainstorming a new idea for a social media app. Reggie had this crazy concept. What if messages could disappear after they were read? Sounds simple now, right? But back then, it was revolutionary. They wanted to create a space where people could share moments without the pressure of those moments being permanent. No more embarrassing photos haunting you forever. And with that idea in mind, they started working on an app originally called Peekaboo. So in July 2011, Peekaboo launched on the App Store. But here's where things got a little messy. A disagreement between the founders led to Reggie Brown being forced out of the company. Harsh, right? Shortly after, Evan and Bobby rebranded the app to Snapchat, and that's when things really started taking off. At first, Snapchat was just a simple photo sharing app with self-destructing messages, but guess who loved it the most? High schoolers. Teens went crazy for the idea that they could send goofy pictures without them being saved forever. And once word got out, Snapchat's growth skyrocketed. Snapchat didn't stop at disappearing messages. Oh no, they kept innovating. In 2013, they introduced stories, short-lived posts that vanish after 24 hours. Sound familiar? Yeah, because Instagram and Facebook copied it later. Then came filters, lenses, Bitmojis, snap maps, and even discover content from brands and creators. Snapchat wasn't just a messaging app anymore. It was a full-on social media powerhouse. Of course, no success story is without its struggles. Snapchat faced serious competition from Instagram and TikTok. Plus, they had a rocky IPO in 2017, and some controversial updates didn't sit well with users. But even with all that, Snapchat kept evolving, pushing augmented reality, experimenting with spectacles, and even launching an AI chatbot. But let's take a moment to really appreciate why Snapchat was so different from the start. Before it, social media was all about permanence. Think about it. Facebook, Instagram, even MySpace. Everything was built on a foundation of saving and sharing. The idea that you could share something without worrying about it sticking around forever? That was mind-blowing at the time, and that's why Snapchat resonated with young people so much. It felt like real life. Conversations that existed in the moment and then disappeared, just like in face-to-face interactions. Now let's dive deeper into one of Snapchat's most iconic features, lenses. Those fun dog ears, face swaps, and rainbow vomit effects. Yeah, they weren't just random gimmicks. Snapchat was actually one of the first major platforms to popularize augmented reality for the masses. The Lenses feature, launched in 2015, used facial recognition technology to overlay digital effects in real time. This was a huge deal, not just for social media, but for tech in general. It turned AR from a sci-fi concept into something anyone with a smartphone could play with. And speaking of game-changing moves, let's talk about how Snapchat's features influenced the entire social media industry. The introduction of stories in 2013 was a major turning point. Suddenly, social media wasn't just about curating the perfect profile, it was about sharing in the moment. Instagram, Facebook, and even YouTube jumped on the bandwagon, incorporating their own versions of stories. And let's be real, even though those platforms have massive user bases, the whole ephemeral content trend started with Snapchat. Now let's shift gears for a second and talk about some of the biggest controversies Snapchat has faced. One of the earliest issues was privacy. Since the app was built on disappearing messages, a lot of users assumed that their snaps were completely untraceable. But of course, nothing on the internet ever truly disappears. People found ways to screenshot snaps, third-party apps emerged to save messages, and there were even cases where Snapchat had to clarify that messages could be recovered under certain conditions. This led to some backlash and concerns over user security. Now let's shift gears for a second and talk about some of the biggest controversies Snapchat has faced. One of the earliest issues was privacy. Since the app was built on disappearing messages, a lot of users assumed that their snaps were completely untraceable. But of course, nothing on the internet ever truly disappears. People found ways to screenshot snaps, third-party apps emerged to save messages, and there were even cases where Snapchat had to clarify that messages could be recovered under certain conditions. This led to some backlash and concerns over user security. Another major challenge? The infamous Snapchat redesign of 2018. If you were using Snapchat back then, you probably remember how much people hated it. The update changed the way stories and private messages were organized, and users were not happy. In fact, the backlash was so intense that Snapchat actually had to roll back some of the changes. Even celebrities got involved. Kylie Jenner tweeted about how she didn't use Snapchat anymore, and that one tweet reportedly caused Snapchat's stock to drop by over $1 billion. Talk about influence. Despite the ups and downs, Snapchat has continued to push boundaries. They've made moves into the wearable tech space with spectacles, their smart glasses that let users capture snaps hands-free. They've also been at the forefront of AR innovation, allowing users to try on virtual outfits, preview furniture in their homes, and interact with digital objects in the real world. Snapchat isn't just a social media app anymore. It's becoming a major player in the augmented reality space. And let's not forget about their recent AI chatbot, My AI. This feature allows users to interact with an AI-powered assistant right within the app. It's a clear sign that Snapchat is looking beyond just social media and into the future of digital interactions. With AI and AR technology evolving rapidly, Snapchat is positioning itself to be a key player in the next wave of digital experiences. So what's next for Snapchat? Well, one thing's for sure, it's not going anywhere anytime soon. Despite competition from Instagram, TikTok, and other platforms, Snapchat has managed to hold on to its niche audience. Younger users still love it, brands are using it more for advertising, and with continued innovations in AR and AI, the app has plenty of room to grow. And there you have it, the story of how Snapchat went from a college idea to one of the biggest social media platforms in the world. What's your favorite thing about Snapchat? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe for more awesome tech stories, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Sandy.